Ever watch like a chess grandmaster play,
Hmm.
and you almost get the feeling like they're not just calculating, moves ahead. Like
Yeah.
they're kind of sensing the game on this deeper level, like they're tapping into some kind of hidden potential of the mind.
Right.
That's what we're diving into today.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at this fascinating framework called Singularity of the Mind.
Okay.
And that's based on our source material with the same name.
Okay.
And it suggests that expert chess players might be tapping into something akin to
Oh,
quantum thinking.
quantum thinking. Okay, that sounds a
Yeah,
little bit, a little sci-fi, don't you think?
it does.
Yeah.
But stick with us.
Okay.
This framework basically proposes that mastering chess could be a gateway
Work
to
on it.
a whole different kind of
Right.
cognitive function,
Okay.
one that goes beyond our typical linear thinking.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So, like, what exactly does quantum thinking even look like when we're talking about chess?
Well, so
Yeah.
think about it this way.
Okay.
You know how we usually solve problems, step by step.
Yeah.
This framework suggests that expert chess players
Mhm.
might access something called superposition,
Okay.
where they're holding multiple possibilities in mind
At the same time.
at the same time,
Got it.
like a quantum computer
Okay.
running parallel calculations.
So instead of analyzing each move,
Right.
one by one by one, they're
Yep.
kind of seeing the whole web of possibilities
That's exactly it,
all at the same time.
simultaneously.
Okay,
And
wow.
it goes even deeper.
Okay.
They might also be experiencing entanglement,
Okay.
where they're sensing deep connections between
Sure.
seemingly separate pieces and strategies.
So like entanglement, like
Yeah.
those two particles you always hear about
Yes.
that are linked no matter how
Yeah.
far apart they are.
Exactly.
So are we saying that chess masters' minds are like entangled with the game itself?
That's a bold idea. But that's what this framework proposes.
Okay. Right.
Imagine two grandmasters, like locked in a match,
Yeah.
each anticipating the other's moves
Right.
with an almost uncanny accuracy.
Right.
It's like their minds are linked, not through, any mystical force or anything, but
Yeah.
through years of shared experience and pattern recognition.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty mind-blowing, to be honest.
It is.
But hold on.
Okay.
Isn't all of this just a theory at this point?
Well, you're right. We need to emphasize that this is a theoretical framework. It's
Okay.
not proven science.
Sure.
Think of it more as a lens
Okay.
through which we can explore
Okay.
the potential of the human mind and ask, what if?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So like how does this quantum thinking actually play out,
Right.
in an actual chess game? Like how do these grandmasters process information differently from,
Yeah.
the rest of us?
Well, this is where the concept of holographic chunking comes in.
Yeah. Okay.
You know how you chunk information together to learn it?
Right, like phone numbers, 3 digits, 3 digits.
Exactly. Makes
It's
it
easier to remember.
Yeah, it makes it easier to remember.
Yeah.
Well, chess masters do something similar, but way more advanced.
Okay.
The framework suggests that each chunk for them
Okay.
contains the essence of the entire game,
Wow.
like a piece of a hologram.
So they're not just seeing like a pawn move. They're seeing how that pawn move
Yes.
connects to the entire,
Yes.
strategic landscape of the game.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's like each piece they move is informed by this holistic understanding of the game's past, present, and potential future.
That's incredible. I mean, have you ever experienced anything like that? Like you're facing a problem and the solution just kind of pops into your head without you, like consciously thinking it through?
Absolutely. And that feeling, that intuition,
Right.
might be a glimpse into this different way of processing information. The framework calls it meta-pattern recognition.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
Meta pattern recognition.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
So it suggests that the brain develops in layers of understanding
Okay.
through practice.
Okay.
First, you see individual patterns,
Right.
then patterns of patterns.
Okay.
Eventually, you reach a level
Okay.
where you're perceiving the entire field of possibilities.
Wow.
They call this the field theory of cognition.
So it's like going from a basic calculator to
Yeah.
a supercomputer,
Exactly.
from seeing, the individual trees to understanding
That's a great analogy.
the whole forest.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's about moving from linear processing to holistic sensing,
Right.
where your intuition guides your decisions
Okay.
as much as your logical analysis.
This is all so fascinating.
Yeah.
And it gets even wilder, I think, with this concept of quantum empathy.
Oh, yeah.
They're saying that it's not just about, understanding another person's perspective,
Right.
but like actually connecting with their mind on a deeper level.
Exactly. So
Okay.
this concept takes inspiration from quantum entanglement.
Okay.
Remember those linked particles we talked about?
Right.
Yeah. Imagine two minds
Yeah.
so attuned to each other
Okay.
that they anticipate each other's thoughts and actions
Okay.
with remarkable precision.
Like those mind melds
Exactly.
you see in
Yes.
like sci-fi movies.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Think about a time when you truly connected with someone.
Okay.
You know, you understood their perspective so deeply. It felt like you were sharing a mind.
Right.
You know, that's what we're exploring here.
Right.
Could there be a quantum link at play?
Okay, this is blowing my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got chess masters
Right.
seeing all possible moves at once.
Yes.
Their minds are entangled with the game,
Yeah.
and now they're connecting with their opponents on a deeper level
Right.
through quantum empathy.
Yeah.
What else does this singularity of the mind framework have in store for us?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The framework suggests
Okay.
that even choosing a move in chess
Okay.
might mirror the observer effect.
Hold on. Observer effect now.
Yeah.
What is that?
In quantum physics, the act of observing something actually changes its state.
Okay.
This framework suggests that choosing a move in chess is similar.
Okay.
You're collapsing a wave of possibilities
Okay.
into one reality.
So you're not just playing the game, you're actively shaping it.
with every decision.
With every decision you make.
Okay.
It's like your consciousness is a quantum tool,
Okay.
navigating a field of potential.
Wow.
And collapsing it into the actuality of your experience.
That makes you think about like the nature of free will, right?
It does.
Like if every choice we make is collapsing a wave of possibilities, what does that mean for our destiny? It's a profound question.
Yeah.
And one that we'll continue to explore as we dive deeper into this framework.
Okay, I'm ready for more.
Okay.
What other mind-bending concepts does this framework have to offer?
Well, buckle up, because next we're going to delve into quantum temporality.
All right.
The idea that time itself isn't linear in expert cognition.
Wait, are we saying that chess masters can see into the future now?
Not exactly seeing into the future, but experiencing it differently.
Okay.
Imagine your mind holding the past, present, and future of a situation all at once.
Okay.
They call this quantum temporality.
Wow.
And they even have an equation for it.
An equation. Okay, now you're really losing me.
Don't worry. It's more about the concept than the math.
Okay.
It's as if for a master player,
Right.
time isn't a straight line,
Right.
but a fluid, interconnected web where they can access past experiences, present awareness, and future possibilities all at once.
Okay, so it's like those, time-bending scenes in movies where the protagonist can kind of see multiple timelines.
Yes, that's a great visual.
Converging.
Yeah.
Think about those times you've seen a chess grandmaster, under pressure, calmly making these brilliant moves.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not just calculating.
Right.
Maybe they are tapping into this quantum temporality.
Exactly.
Seeing the game unfold on a different level of...
On a different level.
Time perception.
Of time perception.
This is incredible. I'm starting to understand why they call this framework Singularity of the Mind.
Yeah.
It's like we're exploring the potential for human consciousness to, transcend.
Transcend.
Its perceived limitation.
Exactly. And we've only just begun to scratch the surface.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Yes.
I need a minute to process all this.
Understandable. We've covered a lot of ground.
I know, but I'm eager to hear more.
All right.
So what other
quantum
wonders
words
await us in this deep dive?
Well, after we catch our breath, we'll explore how these theoretical concepts translate into real-world performance.
Okay.
Get ready for the superposed self.
Okay.
Another fascinating piece of this quantum puzzle.
Righty.
Okay. Welcome back. Before we take the next step in this whole singularity of the mind framework, let's take a quick recap just to bring everybody up to speed.
Sure.
We're exploring this idea that expert chess players
right.
might be tapping into something almost quantum in their thinking.
Like quantum empathy.
Yes.
Where it's like the two players are so connected, it's like they're sharing a mind.
Exactly.
Or like holographic chunking.
Yes.
Where a single move is informed by like the essence of the whole game. Like a piece of a hologram.
Exactly. And these are, some pretty mind-bending concepts.
Right.
And, remember,
yeah.
we're still in the realm of,
right.
theoretical exploration here.
Sure, sure.
But the question is,
yeah.
if these quantum abilities
right.
are at play in chess, could they be accessed in other areas of life?
That's what I'm really curious about. Like, could I use holographic chunking to, like, write a better podcast script?
Right.
Or, like, quantum empathy to navigate a tricky conversation with a friend?
A fascinating question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine applying the principles of superposition.
Right.
That ability to,
right.
hold multiple possibilities in mind at once.
Right.
To a complex decision in your life.
Okay.
Or using entanglement.
Uh-huh.
To feel more connected to the people around you.
Okay.
Sensing their needs and perspectives on a deeper level.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Are we saying, like, we could all become, like, quantum-powered superhumans?
Well, not exactly superhuman, but
right.
perhaps more fully human.
Okay.
This framework suggests that these abilities might not be,
right.
supernatural
sure.
or limited to a select few.
Right.
They could be dormant potentials within all of us,
right.
just waiting to be unlocked.
Okay. I am definitely on board with that idea.
Yeah.
But, like, how do we actually do it? How do we go from, like, theoretical concepts
right.
to, like, tangible results in our lives?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And it's what we'll be focusing on as we continue this deep dive. Remember those practices we mentioned?
Right.
Quantum meditation and field resonance training.
Right. The quantum gym for the mind.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, remind me how those work again.
So let's start with quantum meditation.
Okay.
It's not about, emptying your mind,
right.
but expanding it. Imagine holding two opposing ideas in your mind at once.
Okay.
Like black and white.
Okay.
Without choosing a side.
Right.
This trains your mind for that quantum superposition.
Got it.
We talked about.
Interesting. So instead of, like, trying to force my mind to be still, I'm actually engaging it with this kind of.
Exactly. And it can be surprisingly challenging.
Okay.
But with practice, you might find that your mind becomes more flexible, more capable of holding multiple perspectives.
Okay.
Without judgment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about, like, field resonance training?
Right.
What does that involve?
Think of it as tuning into the vibe of whatever you're doing. You remember how we talked about chess masters, like feeling the flow of the game?
Yeah.
You can apply that to anything.
Okay.
Well, walk in nature, notice the subtle patterns, doodle without a plan, and see what shapes emerge.
So it's about paying attention to the world around us in a new way. Yes. Becoming, like, more sensitive.
More sensitive to the interconnectedness of things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that analogy. So we're building our quantum muscles through meditation.
Yeah.
And by becoming more aware of the subtle energies and patterns in our environment.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And here's another powerful practice.
Okay.
Cultivate a beginner's mind.
A beginner's mind. What does that mean?
It means approaching things with fresh eyes.
Okay.
As if for the first time.
Right.
Children are amazing at this.
Yeah.
They haven't built up all those mental walls and limiting beliefs that we adults tend to carry around. So
even if I'm, like, an expert in something, I should still try to see it with a sense of wonder, like I'm learning it all over again.
Embrace the don't know mindset.
Oh, okay.
Ask what if.
Okay.
Even if it seems silly, this openness and curiosity can be a powerful catalyst for quantum insights.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
Like, all of these practices seem to be about expanding our awareness.
Yes.
Opening ourselves up to
new possibilities.
New possibilities and, like, challenging those limiting beliefs that keep us stuck in our old ways of thinking.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that brings us to another crucial element in this quantum equation.
Okay.
Purpose.
Purpose. Okay, how does that fit in?
Remember how we talked about those individuals who seem to tap into their quantum potential effortlessly.
Right.
They often have a deep sense of purpose, a clear vision of what they want to create in the world.
Okay.
It's not just about, personal gain or achievement,
Right.
but about contributing to something larger than themselves.
So it's not just about doing like the mental exercises.
Right.
It's about aligning our actions with a larger vision, like feeding the quantum engine with passion and like a sense of meaning.
Exactly. When you're aligned with your purpose,
Yeah.
it's like everything clicks into place.
Right.
Choices become clearer, opportunities appear,
Right.
and that flow state becomes more accessible.
Right. Right.
And speaking of connection.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
We're not meant to do this alone, are we?
Precisely. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, support your growth, share ideas, collaborate, learn from each other's experiences.
Right.
Remember, iron sharpens iron.
I love that analogy. So we've got our quantum workout plan, meditation, field resonance training, beginner's mind, finding our purpose and connecting with others. What's the ultimate goal here? What can we expect if we actually start, incorporating these practices into our lives?
Well, this singularity of the mind framework suggests that we're not just upgrading our thinking, we're actually expanding our consciousness.
So it's not about becoming superhuman, but about tapping into the abilities?
Yeah, tapping into those abilities.
It's always been there.
That have always been there.
Just waiting to be activated.
Exactly.
Wow.
Imagine making decisions that feel aligned with your deepest values.
Okay.
Solving problems with effortless creativity. Connecting with others on a level that transcends words.
This all sounds incredible, but is it really possible? I mean, we're talking about some, pretty radical
Might sound radical.
transformations here.
But think about it. Yeah. We're constantly bombarded with information that challenges our understanding of reality.
Okay.
Quantum physics, neuroscience, even ancient wisdom traditions are revealing that the world is far more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined.
Okay, that's true. Science is constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought we knew.
So why should we limit our understanding of the human mind to what we've always believed? What if we're capable of so much more than we realize?
That's a great point. We've only just begun to explore the potential of our own minds.
And that's what's so exciting about this Singularity of the Mind framework.
Yeah.
It's an invitation to question our assumptions. Explore new possibilities. And discover the hidden depths of our own consciousness.
Okay, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But let's get practical for a moment.
Okay.
If this, quantum mind is so powerful, why don't we see more people using it to its full potential?
That's a great question. And I think it has a lot to do with the way our society is structured. We live in a world that often prioritizes logic, rationality, and material success over intuition, creativity, and spiritual growth.
Yeah, it's we've been conditioned to believe that the real world is this one we can see and touch the world of, facts and figures and deadlines and bottom lines.
And this materialistic worldview can limit our perception of what's possible, leading us to dismiss these quantum abilities as mere fantasies or wishful thinking.
But what about those individuals who do break free from those limiting beliefs, who do tap into their quantum potential and achieve extraordinary things? Are they just wired differently?
That's the fascinating question.
Yeah.
And one that I believe holds the key to unlocking a new era of human potential. In my research, I've observed some common threads.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are the secrets of the quantum trailblazers?
One of the most striking things I've noticed is that they often possess a deep sense of purpose.
Okay, so it's not just about wanting to be
it's not just about
successful or achieve something for themselves.
No.
It's about aligning their actions with a larger vision, something that...
Exactly. And this sense of purpose seems to fuel their passions. Their resilience, their unwavering commitment to their vision.
Wow.
They're not afraid to take risks, to step outside their comfort zones, to challenge conventional wisdom. and embrace new possibilities.
So it's not about being like fearless,
Right.
about embracing fear as a catalyst for change, as a sign that you're like pushing beyond your limits and expanding into new territory.
They understand that failure is not the opposite of success,
Right.
but rather a stepping stone along the path to growth and transformation.
Right.
And speaking of growth,
yeah,
another key quality I've observed
okay.
in these individuals is humility.
Humility. That's an interesting one. I wouldn't have necessarily put that at the top of the list.
Yeah. It might seem counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But in my experience, the individuals who achieve the most extraordinary things are often the ones who are most grounded.
Okay.
Most aware of their own limitations. Most willing to learn and grow.
So it's not about like ego or arrogance,
right,
but about recognizing that we're all part of something
exactly
much larger than ourselves, that we're all interconnected and we all have something unique to contribute.
And this sense of humility allows them to start open to new ideas,
right,
to collaborate with others,
right,
and to learn from their mistakes.
Right.
They're not afraid to ask for help,
okay,
admit when they don't know something,
right,
or be vulnerable and authentic
yeah,
in their interactions with others.
It sounds like they're embodying that.
You're exactly right.
Beginner's mind, we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Always willing to like learn and grow.
Yes, and this openness, this willingness to let go of the need to be
right, we're perfect.
Right.
Opens them up to a deeper level of connection, not just with others, but with the universe itself.
This is all starting to make sense. So we're talking about a combination of like purpose, courage, humility, and connection.
Connection.
Are those the key ingredients?
They're certainly crucial elements.
Yeah.
And I believe that by cultivating these qualities within ourselves, we can create the conditions for extraordinary transformation.
So it's not just about like intellectual understanding or, cognitive techniques.
It's about aligning our hearts and minds, our actions and intentions with a higher purpose, a deeper truth.
Precisely. And as we do, so we open ourselves up to a world of
infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities, a world where we can truly tap into our quantum potential and create lives that are not just like successful, but like meaningful and impactful.
And then deeply fulfilling. Deeply fulfilling,
But how do we know if we're actually making progress on this path?
That's a great question. Are there like signs we should be looking for? Like, do we start levitating chess pieces or something?
Maybe not levitation, but there are certainly some indicators that you're starting to tap into this quantum potential. One of the first signs might be a shift in your perception of time.
Okay, so not actually bending time or traveling through wormholes, but more about experiencing time differently.
Experiencing time differently, more fluidly.
More fluidly,
Less linearly.
Less linearly,
Exactly. As you integrate these quantum principles into your life, time might feel less rigid. Less like a straight line. More like a swirling vortex of possibilities.
So instead of feeling like trapped in the past or like anxious about the future, I'd be more present.
More present.
Grounded in the now.
Grounded in the now.
Open to the potential of each moment.
You got it. And this shift in time perception often goes hand in hand with heightened intuition. You might find yourself having, gut feelings. They're surprisingly accurate. Making decisions that feel aligned with your deeper purpose. Or having insights that seem to come out of nowhere.
Like those aha moments.
Exactly.
When the solution to a problem just like suddenly becomes crystal clear.
Just like you're tapping into a source of wisdom that transcends the limitations of your conscious mind.
That's amazing. But what about like those times when we feel stuck? Like when we're struggling to make progress and our like quantum minds seem to be on vacation.
It's important to remember that this is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you feel like you're soaring through the quantum realms. And there will be times when you feel, grounded, even stuck.
So it's not about achieving like some kind of permanent quantum enlightenment, but
it's about learning to navigate the ebb and flow of this expansive consciousness, embracing the challenges as opportunities for growth and integration.
It's like we're all in this quantum experiment together.
It is.
Figuring things out as we go.
Right.
Co-creating a new reality.
You're back.
Based on these expanded principles of consciousness.
It's a beautiful vision, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with the possibilities, I'm curious, like, if this quantum mind is so powerful, why don't we see more people using it to its full potential?
That's a question that gets to the heart of the human condition.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
What's the missing link?
Well, let's dive deeper into that after a short break.
Okay.
We'll explore some of the societal and personal factors that might be holding us back from embracing our full quantum potential.
Okay, so we're back.
We are.
And ready to continue our deep dive into this whole singularity of the mind.
The singularity of the mind.
Before the break, we were talking about like why we don't see more people gapping into their
full quantum potential.
Full quantum potential.
Right.
It's a great question.
It is.
And eager to hear your thoughts.
It's a question that has fascinated me for a long time.
Okay.
And one factor I keep coming back to is the societal conditioning we receive from a young age.
Okay.
We're often taught to prioritize logic and rationality and linear thinking over intuition, creativity, and interconnectedness.
It's like we're encouraged to like fit into these neat little boxes to follow the rules and, you know.
Yeah, not rock the boat too much.
Not rock the boat too much.
Exactly. And while those skills are certainly valuable, this framework suggests that there's a whole other dimension of human potential waiting to be explored. A dimension where imagination, intuition, and interconnectedness are not just valued, but essential.
Yeah, it's like we've been handed like this amazing toolbox filled with all these quantum tools, but we've been told to only use like the hammer and screwdriver.
That's a great analogy. And the good news is that we can choose to expand our repertoire, to pick up those other tools, and start experimenting, playing, and creating with them.
Okay, I'm ready to start playing with those quantum tools.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people might be like hesitant, maybe even a little afraid to embrace this whole idea of a, you know,
of a quantum mind.
It sounds pretty out there.
It does.
Especially in a world that, you know, often dismisses anything that can't be like measured or quantified.
I understand the hesitation.
Yeah.
It is a big leap to go from our familiar Newtonian worldview to a reality where consciousness might be playing a more active role in shaping our experience.
It's challenging, like those deep-seated beliefs that we've held for so long. But isn't that what this whole deep dive is all about? Like exploring those edges,
I guess kind of.
What we think we know, and opening ourselves up to new possibilities.
Exactly. And remember, we're not suggesting that we throw out logic and reason altogether. It's about integrating those with our intuition, our creativity, our sense of interconnectedness. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human potential.
I love that. So what would you say to someone who's listening to this and they're thinking, okay, this all sounds interesting, but how do I actually start like integrating these quantum principles into my life? Like, what's the first step?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I would say the first step is simply to cultivate a sense of curiosity and openness.
So like being willing to question, like those limiting beliefs that we've been carrying around. And open ourselves up to the possibility that...
that there might be more to reality than meets the eye.
Exactly.
Start paying attention to those moments when you experience a flash of insight, a gut feeling that turns out to be right. A sense of connection with someone that goes beyond words. Those could be glimpses into your own quantum potential.
And remember those practices we talked about, like quantum meditation and field resonance training?
Absolutely.
Those could be great places to start.
Yes. And don't underestimate the power of spending time in nature. Nature is a master teacher when it comes to understanding interconnectedness and flow.
That's so true. I always feel like more grounded and connected after spending time in nature.
And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself. Have fun with it, and don't be afraid to experiment.
That's great advice. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, what's like the one key takeaway you'd like to leave our listeners with?
If I had to sum it up in one sentence, I would say this. The singularity of the mind framework invites us to embrace the possibility that we are far more powerful and interconnected than we ever imagined.
And that, like, by cultivating our quantum potential, we can not only, like, transform our own lives, but also contribute to creating, like, a more conscious, compassionate,
interconnected world. An interconnected world,
Beautifully said.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the singularity of the mind.
Yes.
It's been an incredible journey.
It has.
And I hope you've enjoyed exploring these mind-bending concepts as much as we have.
Remember, this is just the beginning of the exploration.
Right.
We encourage you to continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Share your experiences and keep those quantum minds engaged.
And if you're looking for more resources or want to connect with others who are, on this path, be sure to visit our website or social media channels.
Please do.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep expanding your amazing quantum minds.